Right. Shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off by saying, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone. Well, blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad. Aki and Aqua that's listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, willing. Brother Schwab, I'm back at you with another lesson. This lesson is going to be a little quick lesson based off of the movie, the newest movie of Jurassic Park. Shalom, Makao, Bashim, Shabrak, and yeah, I just wanted to share because yesterday before the Sabbath, I went out to the movie theater with my daughter to go check out that new movie of Jurassic Park. That movie was heavy, right? They had a lot of, of course, people don't realize what's really being said in these movies. They just looking at the movie for what it is. They're looking at all the damn dinosaurs and shit. But the whole time I'm watching the movie, I'm just like, man, this shit is heavy as hell, what they're saying. And I ain't trying to really spoil it, but I got to bring out the edification on it. And if you haven't seen that movie, definitely go check it out. What was crazy was that I realized that one of the main characters in there that was part of the lab, I forgot his name, but he basically was symbolic for Bill Gates, basically, because what he was talking about the whole movie, especially in the beginning, was talking about how he had created something that could alternate your DNA. And we already know what Bill Gates is about. He's about alternating your DNA and all that shit. All right. They actually had parts in the movie where they were trying to tell you that they can actually, everything was about genetic, what was it called? I wrote it down in here. I forgot exactly how they used it. It was genetic engineering. And he was basically saying that he had created something where he can actually take someone's DNA, and without them actually having a physical partner, they can have you to have an actual a baby. You know what I'm saying? All through just taking your DNA and alternating and all that. Even the girl in the movie, one of the main girl that was the teenager in the movie, she was created through her mother without her mother actually physically having intercourse with another man. And if I was right, I believe they took the DNA of a dinosaur and put it into the mother along with her DNA. Shit was crazy as hell because that's why they needed the, again, I don't want to spoil it, but I got to bring out the edification. That's why they wanted the girl and the dinosaur at the same time, basically, because only they understood each other. That shit was crazy as hell. And they be doing shit like that nowadays, man. These devils are doing some crazy shit. Remember, the Lord said there was going to be a time under the earth that has never been seen, And they wasn't doing they ain't had no genetic engineering back in the ancient world and none of that, There is no new thing under the sun, but there was definitely no technology like that. The technology in these days is way advanced, Even even the Lord said that knowledge shall be increased, So the knowledge of these damn devils today, especially that it's about to be the end of their society, the end of their era, their reign, the Lord has put them on a very, very high level with intelligence on the left-hand side just to destroy them, So, straight cop. So the whole genetic engineering that they were doing was just crazy in the movie, But like I said, they had the one guy that really represented straight kill Gates. He even looked like him and everything, you know. And it went into orchestrated famines, because that was another main part of the whole movie. That with all the genetic engineering, let's see, the one word they said was with the genetic control that they had, it will harm the food supply and the climate. And that's two things that we're going through right now, you know, which is all pretty much going into somehow depopulating the earth. And that's what the guy kept saying in the movie. They caught on to the end that basically what his agenda was, that he was trying to depopulate humanity. You know, he was only trying to keep a certain people. And it was all through orchestrated famine, and they were using locusts to basically destroy the crops. Fucking gigantic ass locusts, which, you know, that goes back into a plague of Egypt back in the ancient world, man. You know, it just going to show you how this devil's trying to play the role of the Lord. Okay, with the climate control, also depopulating, because I did a video a while back, like 3 weeks back, on how that word climate control really going into that whole, you know, trying to depopulate people, man. All right, because they're trying to say that there's too much carbon being used through the actual humans and all that. And basically what they were saying is because there's too much carbon being used, we have to eliminate people, you know, to restore the carbon on Earth. Right? Then they also mentioned in the movie the Doomsday Clock, how that shit was on like, I believe he said a couple seconds. You know, all these little different things that were just being said throughout the movie. I was just sitting there like, damn, yo, these devils will really tell you, especially in the movies that are being brought out now, they're telling you all the agendas that they're doing. You know, like how they always have done, you know, predictive programming. You know, they've been doing that since movies came out, basically. But, you know, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, he's putting the mind on these devils to come out with these different movies, and their own tongue is falling upon them even through movies, not just through their own people, but through the actual movies that are out there, man. Movies is crazy right now. They kept speaking about a biosyn, which I was looking up. I looked that up to see if it was an actual thing. They were talking about biosyn seeds, that everything in the world was going to be a biosyn seed. And let me see, I forgot what came up. Biosyn. It said, one second. Biosyn seed was, it says, is Biosyn a real company? Let's see that real quick. It says Biosyn stands for Biology Synthetics Technology, Inc. It says there exists an actual company located in Louisville, Texas, named Biosynthesis, or Biosyn for short, you see? So they're actually using real shit in these movies, man, that actually exist that you have no clue about. It's not like they're sitting out there and teaching your kids in school about biosyn or biosyn seeds, you know, or they're teaching you on the media or on your YouTube about these things. They'll tell you in these damn fucking movies, and if you're smart enough, you go look these things up, you'll find a whole bunch of shit on it. You'll be like, damn, this whole time there's been a biosyn lab being, you know, producing all these different type of seeds, you know, making everything genetic. All right, just to show you that we don't even live in a reality world anymore. Like everything is all synthetic and genetics, and you know, everything is going into digital, which they showed that also in the movie, how everything was basically digital. You know, guy kept scanning everywhere he went. He kept scanning his wrist because he had like a band. They didn't actually have the Rice Krispie treat in it, but it was showing you that there was just nothing but bands for them to get into doors and things like that. You know, but it says, let me see, when was Biosim found? 1 second. It says Biosim is a genetics company which dabbles primarily in pharmaceuticals. Oh yeah, that's that one I wanted. It says, hold on, let me pull up right quick to my house. Now I'll read the rest of it. It says, what's the wrong one? I was just gonna say that. Wow. I was just about to say that, and it says it right in the paragraph. Because I believe that when I was hearing the Biosin seed, the first thing I was thinking was Monsanto. That's where like most of these seeds come from. Yeah, yeah, that's Esau right there. Hello, Esau. So basically all these different seeds that you go buy in the store and all that, they all go back and trace back to Monsanto, which Monsanto was a big company that was just what it was basically taking all the real seeds, all right, destroying, they were trying to destroy crops to actually give you genetic seeds. That's how you get these GMOs and things like that. That's why your ass will grow a damn tomato in the back and that shit look like the size of a damn basketball, man, because the technology that they're putting into those seeds and how they're creating it, you know? That's why none of the food that we have is pretty much real anymore, man. Even our meats, like you have no control of this. You just going to the store and you thinking you got meat, but you got probably two pieces of meat glued up together, you know. Same thing with the fruits and the vegetables. They all have no seeds. They big as hell. They're taking incomplete seeds and mixing them together to make certain type of vegetables. Like, I believe when you go into like broccoli and all that shit is all fake, you know, because you're taking two incomplete seeds and mixing them together to make something that really wasn't naturally, I believe, what's his name? Dr. Sabi went into all that shit. Okay. But it says, let me read this. It says, Biosin is a genetics company which dabbles primarily in pharmaceuticals. Salakia. Oh, damn, and let me. Oh, dabbles primarily in pharmaceuticals and agriculture science. You can quickly see where this is going. You see? Absolutely. So we learned that the hordes of giant locusts about the size of a house cat with signs of ancient DNA are gobbled up crops from Iowa to Texas, creating food crises across the U.S. They're not only eating humans' food, but also livestock food. You see? And that's what they were showing in that actual movie. All right. It says, brace yourself for Monsanto vibes in Jurassic World Dominion. They're going into the movie. It says, for anyone involved in agriculture, the intent of Jurassic World Dominion to connect the corrupt actions of Biosin genetics to the ominous perceptions people had of Monsanto, and in many cases now of Bayer, could not be more apparent. The public had long seen Monsanto as a greedy corporation that was using genetics and other sciences to destroy our health and livelihoods more often than helping them. While that wasn't the truth in the real world, this is definitely how things developed in Biosin in the film. And that's bullshit, because that is of the real world. Because see how they being contradictory in the sentence? They say, while this wasn't the truth in the real world, right? But then it just said in the beginning, all right, it said It said to the ominous perceptions people had of Monsanto, but Monsanto was real. Monsanto is real. So why would somebody have the ominous perceptions of it? You know, because it's all going basically into that actual, you know, type of storyline, that type of what's the word I'm looking for? That type of scenario, you know. But yeah, you know, even though I'm kind of like telling you a little bit of the movie, you still got to check out the movie yourself, because obviously I'm not gonna tell you word for word what was being said, you know. But you know, once you go watch it, you being in the spirit and you knowing this truth, you're gonna be like, damn, yo, they speaking some crazy shit. And it's crazy because the other people that are watching the movie don't have no fucking clue what's going on. Because I went out there with my parents, with my brother, my little nephew, you know, and I was telling them, I was like, at the end of the movie, I asked them, I was like, so what y'all see out of the movie, you know? And they knew a little something of it, but they you could just tell they don't fully understand how we, being in the spirit and being in the truth, understand everything that's going on, and that everything has a spirit and a purpose to it. You know what I'm saying? But let me see what else they have in here. Give me 1 second. It says in one telling scene about the kind of threat that the locusts, and by extension corporate influence, is alleged to usher in, and which brings Monsanto connection home. These giant locusts eat the field of the independent farmer, but don't touch the crops grown with biosyn seed. You see, that's just crazy. And you would, hey, with all this shit that's going on in society today, and everything's being, you know, some type of digital and computer made, you know, I'm sure they got a whole bunch of actual, you know, robotic made fucking locusts and things like that that are really doing this, the actual thing that they're doing in the movie, where they destroy whatever's a real crop, but whatever's a fake crop, it won't destroy, you know. As a matter of fact, what's a good you had Bill Gates, that was what? He was creating all these mosquitoes that were actually genetically made, that they were basically like little ass drones. He threw about, I think it was like 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, he ended up releasing, like, I think it was like, it was crazy because it was spiritual. I did a video on it. It was like 144,000 mosquitoes out there that he had made, that they made genetically in a lab made out of computer and technology. You see, so if they're doing little ass mosquitoes like that, what makes you think they're not doing actual, you know, things, type of insect that will destroy crops, you know? But it says, it says these giant locusts eat the field of the independent farmer, but don't touch the crops grown with biosyn seed. In this case, biosyn in its genetics program becomes both the aggressor and the savior. And that right there plays into real world activists. Claims that companies like Monsanto had tried to control the world's food supply through genetic engineering. The idea being that if everything we consume is Roundup ready, then companies such as Monsanto would be at the top of the food chain, so to speak. Society would be unable to function without their genetic technology. Heavy, yo. And it's crazy because that's what they had said in the movie. I believe he said we don't want to put the people in a panic. He said we want total control, not to put the people in a panic, because let me see. I think I wrote that in my notes too, because as I was watching the movie, I was writing shit in my notes. I was like, yo, they said, yeah, they said that they didn't want, they wanted control and not to put people in a panic. You see, and this is why they use they words that are smoother than butter, you know. They'll try to act like they're helping you, like it tells you in Ecclesiasticus. As a matter of fact, let me grab that real quick. Because I wasn't really gonna go into too many scriptures, but you know, you can always filter something through the scriptures. It was more on you know, how this is really happening in real life. But this is Ecclesiasticus 12:16. And it says, an enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips,
But in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. You see, if adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first, and though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. And that's what he does. He speaks sweetly with his lips, you know, sweet talk you, use all these big ass words and make him try to sound like he's fucking smart as hell. But in all reality, he's telling you in a different sense that your ass is not understanding that, yeah, we're about to put you down. We're about to destroy you. We're about to destroy your crops. We're about to destroy the society, you know? And because people are ignorant and don't, really pay attention to what's being said because they're all caught up in the damn sorceries and witchcrafts, all right, they have no clue. They'll just be like, damn, this person's smart. How many people really think that fucking Bill Gates is smart as shit? But in all reality, this fucking dude's a psycho. You got this guy that's a fucking tech with computers and shit, but we out here taking information of him when it comes to medical information or stupidity as in I got this new yo jabba jabba to have a solution to everybody's sicknesses and shit like that. Like, how the hell are you gonna come up with that and you a damn tech? you know a tech is made to be a tech science, that's it. Which at the end of the day, you're not even supposed to be worrying about these damn sciences. As a matter of fact, let me grab that First Timothy 6:20, and it says, "O Timothy, keep that which is committed to thy trust, avoiding profane and vain babblings and oppositions of science, falsely so called." You see, you're not supposed to be going into the pseudoscience and all that shit. There's science that Yahweh Bashim Yahushua has given us on earth. You know, but see, these devils take their science and use it in a wicked way. Okay. Now, science might be good in a way where, all right, I made just take for an example, I've made a car being able to get you from point A to point B. As a matter of fact, let me not even use that, because even though we use that on a daily basis, man, cars is harmful to the earth, man, because of what it brings out, the exhaust and all that. But let's just say a bike, for example. That's science. Oh, wow. I created something that has two wheels, and with the gravity and you pushing the pedal, and it makes you go forward. Oh, see, that would be a righteous science. But then these devils will take their science and just do all types of wickedness with it, going into what? DNA engineering, genetic engineering, being able to take different strands of DNA and combine them together to make a super fucking whatever. You see, that's when it becomes wicked as hell, and the only reason they have that intelligence is because the Lord gave them that intelligence, you know, but they're going to be destroyed in their own intelligence. All right. But let me go back to that. Shalakia, so what did it say? Matter of fact, let me go into a different little article that I just seen. It just says Jurassic World Dominion ending explained, your biggest questions answered. It said and prehistoric creatures are now living side by side, which, hey, by the end, in all reality, dinosaurs do still exist. They were showing you behemoth in there. It was crazy what they were showing you with the different dinosaurs. But what I ain't like is they always try to brainwash you with that. Oh, well, 6 million years ago, man, we ain't been living here no damn 6 million years ago. You know, if we probably been living here a little over maybe like 12,000 years. Nobody knows the exact time, but we ain't been living here no 6 million years. And if we were to be here 6 million years ago, how the hell are you able to tell us what the fuck happened 6 million years ago? That there goes them the science again, that science and lies. oh well, we could tell by this rock that the way the water landed on here and the drip mark that's there that dried up a little to the left, so we could tell that that right there carries 20 million years of, man, they be saying some crazy shit. And it's like, bro, y'all can't even figure out simple shit in life, and you want to talk about you can figure something out that happened out 20 million years ago, you know? But they'll try to keep you in that state of mind that shit really, that dinosaurs were out 6 million years ago. Dinosaurs are still here to this day. And what was crazy, now that I said that, as a matter of fact, the way the movie ended at the end was crazy because they were showing you dinosaurs that look like the animals of today. You see, which pretty much, like, they showed a certain dinosaur that looked exactly like a whale, and then they put a whale next to it. You know, just going to show you that they're pretty much, those are dinosaurs. They're just, because this earth is defiled and everything is shrinking and being destroyed. Maybe that's why these animals are smaller and things like that, when in all reality these animals should be maybe bigger. And if you look at it damn well, whale is huge. That shit is huge when it come out the water. The blue whale, that's got to be a prehistoric animal. You got things like alligators. That shit look all like prehistoric dinosaurs, man. But the elders and apostles, they believe that the dinosaurs, that the Lord, I remember seeing a video a while back that they said the dinosaurs will probably be somewhere located around like the islands, the Bermuda Triangle and things like that. That's why when planes and boats go around that area, they end up being destroyed and they get lost and they're never found again, because it's like the Lord's got a special force around that area, and he doesn't allow them to basically get to where those dinosaurs are. All right, we know that Leviathan exists, that it's in the water somewhere, and then in them last days, Behemoth and Leviathan is going to be used and it's going to be coming out. So those dinosaurs do exist to this day. Don't let these people fool you and tell you, oh, there ain't no such thing as dinosaurs anymore, they're all extinct and all that. There's newly created creatures, like the scriptures say. What's that? Wisdom of Solomon, I think it's the 13th chapter. All right, newly created creatures that are gonna pop out in these last days, and people it's gonna be stunned of what they're seeing. So who knows what the Lord really got out there? Then you got this damn devil that swears he explored the whole earth, but he probably only explored like 30% of the earth, 30% of the waters. So you really don't know what the Lord has out there in different pieces of land. All right. Let's see what else it got in here. Give me 1 second. Yeah, but it's not saying much on this little part on the article. That was another word they kept using, modernate DNA, which I looked that up. Let me see if I can find it again. I don't know if it was modernate or moderate, but it sounded like it kept saying, I believe he kept saying it with an N, because moderate we've heard before, but that modernate is what I kept hearing. But every time I look it up, it comes back into moderate. And basically what it was going into was the same thing in the genetic engineering, how they could take different types of strands and combine them, and eventually, oh, that was hot. Bird just flew right past my window, but I could see like his whole face. But basically what they were just mixing all types of different DNAs to do all types of different things, and they show you in the movie a part where they're telling you that they're able to take out the DNA strand and replace it with a different type of strand with this genetics that they got in your body, going into what they've been putting in that what, you know, you already know. And that's another thing they brought out in the movie. It was called high frequency. Um, what was it? High frequency. Tell you right now, which that was interesting, and it reminded me of was it was electromagnetic frequencies, and what it was they were putting it in the dinosaurs, because in the movie they were basically living amongst the dinosaurs, so the dinosaurs was amongst them. You know, they were like pets to people and shit. So they were able to control the dinosaurs that they were pretty much making, all right, with all this genetic shit. They were taking the animals and putting something in them, a certain frequency, that if they had to call them back, like if they couldn't gain control of them, they could control them with the actual frequency, which that is what they're going to do when it comes to the zombie pandemic bullshit that goes down. Once these devils turn up this 5G, everybody that has been taking them, you know, them yo jabba jabbas and shit like that, they're going to be able, and it's crazy because I've said this in videos in the past. If you ever seen the movie Rampage, that's a perfect example. You had the movie Rampage with The Rock, where they went to the one tower, and when she turned on the frequency of that tower, it was like a low pitch. It was a high pitch, but a low pitch to the human. But it was a high pitch to the animals, that they were, once they heard the sound, they would directly go to that sound, that frequency, because they had something in their body, you know, off of them genetics, that it was all combined. I forgot how it worked, but it was all combined together. And that's what's going to happen in these days when you start seeing these people start acting like zombies. When they turn a certain frequency up, they even said that they're able to put low frequencies of actual words being said to you, and people can hear like if someone was talking to them in their mind. But in all reality, it's actually a frequency that's being, it's like sound waves coming out of a satellite dish and pushing that vibration out in a low pitch, but you can hear it, and you're going to feel like people talking to you, or it's going to draw you to a certain area. You know, there's a couple movies like that where they show you where zombies, when they heard certain pitches and frequencies, they all went towards that actual frequency. You know, I think another one is World War Z. I think I'm not sure. I think that's one of them was, but the one I could definitely remember is the Rampage, and they were talking about that in the movie too. You know, that if they wanted to bring the dinosaurs back to where they needed them to be, all they had to do was turn on the high frequencies, and they will come back. And that's gonna happen in these last days with these people, yo. You know, and I just seen a crazy ass video. Brother posted it up. Little when I could do a little video on it, but one of the brothers posted it up on Instagram where somebody was driving and they ran past an actual truck, a SUV, and on the side of the SUV it said zombie. I'll tell you exactly what it says, because I got my Instagram right here. It's on my page. It's on my my storyline still. All right, maybe it's not on my storyline no more. 24 hours must have passed. Damn. But it said zombie, damn, what was it? Zombie something unit. Oh, zombie response rescue unit. That's what it was. It was something just like that, showing you that these devils prepare for that shit. Why would they have a damn truck running around telling you it was a zombie response unit? You know, because they know that these people about to be bugged the fuck out. That's what that whole, you know, alternating your DNA goes into. You know, you have no control of yourself. They have control over you. This is why we kept telling people not to take that yo jabba jabba. And then how much more when they actually line you up for that MOTB, all right, and put that in your body. Now they're gonna have total control over you. You see, going back into what? Them being able to hack you. You see, and if they can hack you, they can engineer you. They can do whatever they want with you, man, once they got that in your body. You know, especially with 3D printing and all these days, you know, you could 3D print anything. That's why I believe we got cyborgs and dubs and clones walking around us today, you know, looking all bugged out. But, you know, that shit was heavy when it was talking about it in the movie, because that's another thing I just thought straight up. I was like, yeah, that's about to happen out here today. You know, very soon you're about to start just seeing people doing all types of weird shit, almost like the movie The Happening, where people would just sit there and just start looking at the sky, and then they just start doing stupid shit like jumping off a bridge or whatever. Why? Because they were controlled, you know. And again, they're gonna have that MOTB in you, so they're gonna be able to hack into you and tell you what to do whatever they want with you, you know. But yeah, I ain't gotta ramble no more. You know, it was just pretty much a whole bunch of different shit that I was seeing in the movie that was just mad spiritual. I was like, man, these devils are doing this shit right now. You know, I figured I'd just share that with y'all. But if y'all ain't checked the movie out, definitely check it out. You know, definitely a good movie. You know, usually these movies, when they be sequels and shit, they be getting cornier and cornier. But nowadays I've been realizing these sequels that these people coming out with, they actually be good, because they're exposing more things that they're doing in reality, and then they'll try to just play it out and act like it's just a movie, but they're really doing this shit, you know. But it all goes back to this damn devil playing, you know, God. Let's grab that real quick, and I'll pretty much end it on that. You know, Second Thessalonians 2:4, and it says, "Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." You see? And this devil wants to show that he is power above all powers. You even got this devil saying now, there was an interview, I forgot where I seen it at, but in the interview, this devil was saying we are beyond God. He said we don't even look at God no more. We are beyond God. Meaning what? That they think they the God. They think they're gods now, you know. And the brother in my camp on Saturdays, he brought out a good point. The brother Tazawar, you know, you might start seeing these top banking family elites start exposing themselves and coming out, you know, because they don't ever come out. They hide themselves constantly. But you know, it might be to the point where their pride is so high, and them thinking that they're gods, that they might actually start coming out in the public and showing who they are, because they want you to acknowledge that they are your God. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, when it says who expose it, damn, my phone just died. What did it say? Who exalted himself above all that is called God? Yeah, because he basically wants to be higher than all these other gods that are out in society, which all these other gods are just false deities anyway. All right. But he's calling himself God above all these other gods, you know, the gods of the Amorites, the gods of Elam, you know. There's so many different type of gods and statues now. He's trying to say he above all these other gods. And what's crazy is that if you think about it, all these other gods that are, you know, that are deities in the society, they're all statues in wood and shit like that. But this guy is a physical human that's calling himself God. You see? So he himself, as a human, is trying to say that there's no God better than him, because he's the actual God in flesh, you know? Whereas opposed to all these other gods are what? They're just statues, pieces of wood and stone, you know? But this is an actual fleshly body telling you that he is God. And remember, people are all about seeing is believing. So if they see somebody that's pretty much controlling all things, and he's an actual flesh, you know, how much more of these people going to end up bound down to him, you know? That's why it says after that, who exalted himself above all that is called God, for that he is worshipped as God, because that's what he wants you to do. He wants you to bow down and worship to him, you know, in the flesh. See, we, through the spirit, we have faith, which faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. See, we can't see Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, but we really believe that he exists. We believe that that spirit is around us. You see, these people have to actually see physically to believe. And that's how our people are, man. That's why a lot of our, 2/3 of our people going to end up fucking dying, because to them, seeing is believing, you know? So once but that's why a lot of people in these last days is going to be too late for them to wake up, because once they see the destruction that we've been preaching actually happen, then they're going to wake up and be like, oh shit, these brothers was right the whole time. But by then it's going to be too fucking late for you. You were supposed to believe without seeing. You were supposed to believe when you weren't able to actually physically see something happen. You had to believe on that report, all the prophets and the scriptures, and that when they had to go show their works, everything was based off of faith first. Like when Noah started to build the ark, it was based off fear and faith, knowing that, hey, this is real. The Lord ain't playing, let me go out there and build this ark. You see? And that's how we are. Damn, man, my phone died. I wanted to bring out a precept, and I don't even got my Bible. Oh, I do got my Bible. I forgot where that one scripture is at. Where it says, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Where it said, you have not believed while I was in the flesh. Give me 1 second. Let me open this phone back up. Where it says, you have believed while I was gone. Damn, I forgot exactly how it goes. I got it in the tip of my mind. And of course, I gotta wait for this shit to really charge up. But I think it's, let me see. Give me 1 second, Salakia. Might be in, yeah, right now, I have no clue where that one is right now. Because my phone don't want to turn on, I can't punch it in the way I want to punch it in. All right, but yeah, point is that we believed in Yahweh Shai without seeing him, which is a beautiful thing for you to believe without seeing, how much, and then when the time comes that we actually physically see, it's gonna be beautiful, because that means that we believed the whole time and it actually existed. This whole truth really was real, and that's why you're gonna be rewarded for that, for believing without actually seeing. But fucking phones, man, they're ass. But yeah, that's pretty much the point anyway. Oh, and then finishing off on the 2nd Thessalonians. So it said, after that, it said, what they wanted to sit in the temple of God, and how they want to sit in the temple of God with this technology, having this technology in you and having total control of you. All right. And then on top of that, you being connected to the world, to their system, which they have total control of everything around you, basically. Every aspect, you know, from actual food to controlling the weather to controlling to controlling going back into climbing and things like that. These damn devils pretty much almost fucking control the air, you know, and that's you being connected to that system, having that the actual Rice Krispie treat in you. That's the end game right there. That's the ultimate plug up to the domain, basically. The world is the domain, and then them putting that in you is what's gonna make you the actual the main source, basically. Because that's why they want to get in you. Once they could get in you, they could monitor every single thing that a person does. Their every step, how they breathe, what their body's going through at the moment, what they're thinking, what they're dreaming, you know. Get 10 steps ahead of your thoughts, basically. you know uh Being able to take your memories and your thoughts and record them into an actual, you know let's just say a SD card. I just seen a movie not too long ago that was heavy, was Chappie. I ain't never seen that shit. That's an older movie. It came out like 2015. But if you didn't watch that, go check it out. These devils was actually recording data from a human brain and putting it into a SD card, and then they were able to, when you were about to die, they were able to put you into a robot and you will live forever because they have all your memories and data recorded onto that SD card, and they could just slip it into the computer, right? And then put it into an actual robot, and you will live through that robot. You see? That shit is bugged out because that's what they want to do with you right now. How? Why? Because you got Elon Musk doing brain surgeries. You see? He even said that shit in in one of his interviews, that they were able to record your thoughts and your thoughts will be able to live forever. So there was no such thing as dying. That goes back to them thinking that they're gods, man. Thinking that they're gonna be able to live forever. And it tells you that in what's that in Job, all right? That their inward thought is that the houses shall continue forever and ever. That's the pride of this damn devil. They're not gonna be able to live forever. All right. The Lord gonna bring all that shit down to naught. Little did they know the Lord gave them all that intelligence just to check out Elysium. Yep. That's another good movie. As a matter of fact, that's why I found I have seen Elysium before, but when I found the video, the movie, it was a 3-pack movie. It had Chappie, Elysium, and District 9 in it, which I was kind of watching District 9, but that one was like extra. That shit was extra whack because it was all about like these aliens and shit. But what they were showing you in there was it was like FEMA camps and shit like that. See, every little movie, it might be whack, but it'll have something that is real in it. That's what I've been realizing with these movies. A lot of these movies, they all have one particular thing that they're really trying to show you that it's actual reality, and that's what they were showing you in District 9, that it was all these different FEMA camps. But the funny thing was that they had all these aliens in these FEMA camps. But the story is that you really gonna have the actual fucking camps out here, and they're out here already. That's why it says the 10th part of the city fell, in Revelations 11, because United States is divided in 10 parts. All right. When you go into like the apostles and elders go into all the time, when you go into the postal codes and all that, the zip codes, it goes into 10 parts. All right. So if you go into FEMA districts, it goes into 10 parts. It's broken up into, that shit is ready to go. They ready to throw your asses on trains and all that shit. That's why that second lockdown about to come. Lord willing, it comes this summer. About a month from now. That all we waiting for is you got these damn devils. They want to have a meeting on the whole monkey shit that's going on, And that's going to determine if we're in a pandemic or not. And damn well they're about to use that as the next pandemic. So once they bring that out and say that that's the pandemic, you already know what time it is. That means lockdowns. So once they get them lockdowns down, hey, that might be it right there. That might be, because once we come back into this next lockdown, we're not coming out of that shit. Hell no. That one's to stay. Now, how long is it gonna take for them to start running down in people's homes and knocking on your doors and pulling your ass out, you know, and putting your ass in these FEMA trains, all of that, you know, only time is gonna tell. But we know once that lockdown comes, that's it. It's game over. That's almost like the Lord giving, closing that door. There might be a little bit of preaching left, and that's about it. You know, that's right. This is John 3:12, and it says, "If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe if I tell you of heavenly things?" Exactly. You know, and that's because why they have lack of faith. If you don't even believe the things that are being done on earth, how the hell are you gonna be able to believe on the things that are to come, that are spiritual and heavenly? There's no way. Why? Because these people have a lack of faith. Matter of fact, let me get that preset because my phone just turned on. Water, yeah, about Shimmy outside. This is I want to grab Exodus real quick. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me grab that other precept I wanted. Um, oh, I knew it. I knew I was in that buck too. I should have just went with my instance on that, on my gut. Philippians 2:12. I was just in Philippians, but I was looking in the third chapter. It said, "Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not in my presence only, but how much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling." And that's not the one I wanted, but that one will work, because yeah, we believe while Yahushua has been gone, you know. So, it says, "But now much more in my absence." All right. Um, there's another one though. Let me see if it comes out right here. Yeah, that's another one too. That ain't the one I want though. This is John 20:29, and it says, "Yahushua said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet have believed." You see? And that's the elect. We don't physically see Yahushua right now, but we believe 100% he's around us through spirit, man, at all times, through these scriptures, because Yahushua is the word. All right. There's another one too. Let me read what you had again though. Um, if I had told you earthly things and you believe not, now how shall you believe if I tell you heavenly things? Because I had the other precept I wanted to get and I just forgot it going into those two precepts. My mind be racing. But what was it? Lord willing to come back to me. Mm, Give me 1 second, Salakia. Oh, that's another one right there. Could bring that one out. This is First John 5:14, and it says, "And this is the confidence that we have in Him, that if we ask anything according to his will, he heareth us. And if we know that he hear us, whatsoever we ask, we know that we have the petitions that we desired of him. Going into what? That belief again. Anything that we ask of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, you have to believe and have faith that you're going to be given that. You see? That's why I said, if anything that you ask in my name, believe that you shall receive it. You know, that's having that truth. And it might not be right then and there, because that's why a lot of people lack faith, because something they ask for something, but that doesn't happen right then and there. You know, you got to be patient. When the Lord is ready to give you something, he'll give it to you, man. No matter how many times I asked for something and it wasn't given to me at that moment, but eventually it was given to me. And when it was given to me, I was like, wow, the water Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, he'll give it to you when you need it the most, you know? See, the Lord knows when you need something the most, when it's the time for you to have something. You yourself are not going to know over the Lord when it's the time for you to have something, you know? You want it then and there because that's just your flesh being impatient, but when the time comes, the Lord, he knows exactly when to give you, when you need it the most, when is the clutch time for you to have it, and that's happened to me many times. This is John 8:12, and it says, then spake Yahushua again unto them, saying, I am the light of the world. He that followeth me shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. That's right. Why isn't it not letting me touch my... I'm trying to post up your thing, but it's not your preset, but it's not letting me. I don't know why, but let's see. Yeah, but again, that's pretty much the point. I don't want to keep rambling. I was kind of all over the place. Like I said, it was more like I just wanted to bring out the movie, of what they were speaking about in the movie. Not to spoil it, which it ain't even a spoiler, because at the end of the day, you got to watch these movies by yourself anyway, so you could get into the movie and see how they're bringing it out. All I could do is just try to bring out bits and pieces of what they spoke, and try to, filter maybe some scriptures through it, but to tell you what was really going on, and everything that they were talking about in that movie is definitely going on right now. Right now, one of the main things that we're talking about was the famine, the orchestrated famine, basically. Your food shortages and shit like that. That shit is happening right now. What a beautiful time to bring it. This is how you know this devil's on some shit. He bring it out in the time that you're actually going through these scenarios. You see? And people still don't get it. It's like, how much more signs do you need from Yahweh Bashim Yahushua to let you know that these things are actually happening right before your eyes? That's how stupid and naive these people are, man. How great arrogance and pride these people walk in. That's why the Lord said, many great misery shall be done to them that have walked in great pride in those last days, man. These people's walking in a very high level of pride. Pride at its all-time high. You ain't never seen pride the way you see that shit now. Pride, like, pride is so high right now. The word fucking pride will walk down the street with legs and everything. You'll be like, what the hell did I just see? Because this shit is serious right now, man. That's why, what's that precept with the pride? I'm all over the place today. Probably because I'm still half asleep. I had my day off and I had to get up and take my daughter to school. What's the precept I was just thinking of? I forgot what it was. But yeah, like I said, man, these people walking in heavy pride right now at a very high level. And because these people are following, the devil, like it said in John 8:44, ye of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do. Ain't no more of a prideful man than Esau himself. And because you're all under his damn juice, and under his actual, spells, he got your ass walking in great pride, you know. And pride is ugly, man. Before man and Yahweh Bashim Yahushua tells you that in Sirach the 10th chapter. Pride is hateful before God and man. That's when one departeth from his maker. And the more pride you have, the more that shit grows more and more to the point where it's just like we've all been around somebody that's prideful and we just hate seeing a prideful ass man. That's right. Proverbs 16 and 18. It's like I'm trying to press them again and they don't want to let me press it. But it says Proverbs 16 and 18, pride goeth before destruction and the haughty spirit before a fall. All right. It'd be something after this so-called Pride Month. It'll start popping off. That's right. Yeah, that's heavy you say that too. Yeah, because since we've come into this stupid ass month of pride, that's where you've been seeing the pride of people literally just pick up on a higher level. And after all these, and every time there's a holiday or a stupid ass celebration of a month or something, the Lord always turns up even more, turns it up more of a notch. And like the brother said, right after this month, there's going to be some serious ass judgment coming upon the earth, in hopes that, hey, this whole shit just gets locked down, you see? And a lot of brothers feel through the spirit like, hey, this might be like the last 2 weeks of us preaching out here, because then comes July, all right? And after July, once July comes, you got what? You got Independence Day. You got all these stupid little fucking holidays coming up again. And people love the summer. People get prideful in the summer. Oh, I can't wait to step out this damn house and go do this and do that. You can just see people walking in great pride in the fucking summertime. You don't see people walking in pride in the fucking wintertime. It's too cold to bring out pride, you know. But the brother right after this Pride Month, the Lord just gonna fuck shit up, or especially with all these damn fucking, you already know, these sodomites walking around freely like it's nothing, man. Just in the first 2 weeks of this month, I've been seeing some fucking crazy shit, man, with these damn sodomites, man. Horrible. Can't even go to a normal place and enjoy, a movie or a restaurant or something real quick without seeing a whole bunch of crazy shit. And you just like, man, I wish I could just, grab one of these motherfuckers and stone their ass or something. But hey, we can't do things like that, man. Because we in Esau society, man. But back in the days, you already know them people was gonna get, stoned. Those people will get put to death somehow. You wouldn't even be able to fly with half of the shit that they doing today. But hey, I'm gonna end it off on that note through the spirit. So, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. So, with that being said, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, call Haloim La, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakudash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, the great millstone who grew well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered abroad, the Akim and the Akwat that was listening in. Yahweh Ratazah, Lord willing that the lesson was edifying. The water brother for the precepts, the water for tuning in. Salaki, if I was all over the place, like I said, it was more of a just wanted to share that movie that I watched yesterday. And, really wasn't trying to bring out crazy scriptures or anything like that. It was more just showing you, how these devils is putting out in the movies, going into predictive programming, the normal. They showing you the shit right in movies. So definitely go check out the movie. If you ain't check it out, it's a good movie, So with that being said, Shalom, Shalom, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shabrakatah.